Jake saw an ad online for a life coach with a guaranteed plan to make their life better in every single way. Jake thought it was just a load of marketing and advertising rubbish trying to sell an idea that clearly wouldn't work in any way. But he was hating his life so much, he thought to himself, what harm would it do? He made an appointment by sending an email, and he arrived in the office the next day. The man introduced himself. Hello, Jake. Nice to meet you. My name is Robert Sampson. I am very pleased and thankful that you chose to do my course. This is a plan that has been guaranteed to work. Just you wait and see. Your life is going to take a huge turn for the better, and you will be happier than you ever were. You will be happier than you ever imagined. All you need to do is relax and go with the flow of the plan, and you will find that your life is absolutely amazing, and you will finally be able to feel the power of now. You will be able to focus on what you love and who you love, and be able to get rid of all the negative energy that is holding you back. The session lasted for about an hour. Within days, Jake's life had started to get so much better, just like Robert had promised him. He was so happy. He met a new girlfriend called Brooke, and they had a great day out in the carnival. The next day he went swimming, which he loved, but recently hadn't the mind to go. A week later he even joined a band and became the lead singer, which he always dreamt of doing, but didn't have the courage. If that wasn't enough, himself and his new girlfriend Brooke travelled to countries they had only dreamt of going to, but now could afford because of the money that was rolling in from the band's success. Robert was very happy with the progress he was finally achieving. He hated the teething problems with his other subjects, and that was a shame. Those very nice people looking for help only to wind up dead. He felt stupid that he didn't take into account they would die of hunger and thirst. But this was going to be different. He sorted that problem. These pods wouldn't let Jake die like the others who were plugged into the Digiverse created to them feel here and see a world that was beautiful and amazing. But these pods should be able to solve that problem. Jake doesn't know either about the Digiverse. He doesn't know he's in a pod. If he would, wouldn't he freak out? Of course. Robert looked into the pod at Jake, wondering how his life in the Digiverse was going. Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you enjoy the content, then make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of new content. Sarah was just after sneaking into a kitchen of a stranger's house while a man was sitting down drinking his coffee. She had it all planned for a few days. What time he would be at home, was there any nosy neighbours on the lookout for something strange, etc. She went up behind him with a knife and slit his neck. Instantly he fell to the floor. She was looking forward to later, as she was going to see a play. A few hours later, she was admiring her dress she had chosen to wear to the play. On her way to the theatre, she was smiling, looking forward to her next victim. She didn't need a reason to kill. It could be a person she knew all her life, or a complete stranger. Either way, it wouldn't play on her conscience. She would just enjoy the kill and the feeling it gave her. It was like it made her whole again. When she got to the theatre, she took her seat and was looking forward to the play. She heard about it from a friend who saw it a few years ago in a different state. It was a play about a man and a woman running away to get married. Very light and very romantic, just what she needed. When the curtain opened, she saw a table and a man sitting at it. She got comfortable in her seat looking forward to it. Then a woman came onto the stage, sneaking behind the man. First, Sarah didn't take any notice of what was happening, but when the girl took out a knife, she was shocked at what she was seeing. It was like a play of exactly what she did a few hours before. Suddenly the man next to her put handcuffs around her hand and said to her, "Looks familiar. You were under arrest for the murder of someone you neglected to find out had CCTV all over their home. I'm sorry, but it looks like you're going to miss the play." The first thing the woman said was, "It was not me. It must have been my twin sister." Then the cop said, "Well, why do you think we went to all the trouble of doing this scene in the play? I'll tell you why. To get your reaction for proof that it was you." Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you want to stay up to date on new content, then please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell to be notified on new content. Sam was relaxing watching TV when he got a phone call from his girlfriend Ginny. She said in an excited voice, "Hi Sam, it's me. I just finished an absolutely amazing game. Well, I'm not sure could you even call it a game. It's more of a surprise or an amazing prize or something like that. I have the choice to nominate someone close to me to experience the same thing. Trust me, you'll love it. They gave me the rules. All you need to do is go down to the bus stop across the street, and under the seat, under a stone, will be an envelope with instructions till you go to a place called the Red Room. But I know it's kinda weird at the start. You get taken in a cab and are blindfolded, so you don't know where you are going exactly. I have to admit, I was totally freaked out at that stage, but when I got to the Red Room..." Sam interrupted Ginny. "Ginny, are you high or something? What is going on? What is the Red Room?" "Okay, in the envelope you will see a questionnaire. You just fill it out and then follow the instructions to get brought to this room, which is called the Red Room. It's kind of strange though, because the room is all white. There is no red in it. But I was asked about what was my favourite food, movies, books, etc. And the room was full of everything I love. And there are loads of shopping trolleys outside the room to me carry it. Trust me, you will absolutely love it. I'll show you what I have when I get home." Sam said, "You're telling me that I can go there right now to the bus stop and fill the questionnaire?" Ginny said, "Yes, right now, because you don't know what time you're going to be collected." Sam said, "Okay babe, I'm on it right now. I'll see you after this freaking weird surprise you're talking about." A few minutes later, Sam walked to the bus stop, and sure enough there was a stone with an envelope underneath. He knew he couldn't fill out the questionnaire at the bus stop, as he needed something to lean on, and he had no pen, so he brought it back to his house and filled it out. He was asked to go to a quiet road near his house and get picked up outside a gate in an hour. He was there waiting, and a car pulled up, and a person with a face covered said, "Welcome to the Red Room, where your dreams become a reality. You don't have to pay 1 cent for loads of things you could only dream to afford to buy. There will be lots of more surprises waiting for you in the Red Room. Sam was shown into the car and blindfolded, and a half hour later his blindfold was taken off in a white room. The white room was full of everything he loved: games consoles, expensive TVs, and lots more. He then heard a voice come out of a speaker that said, "Hello, and welcome to the Red Room. Thanks very much for accepting the offer to enter the Red Room. Everything you see was chosen from the answers to your questionnaire, so we surmise you are very happy with your gifts. You now have the honor to ring a friend and nominate them to enter the Red Room. Just simply tell us their location and we will give you a meeting point to then pick up their envelope." Sam said happily, "I nominate my cousin Fred, please. He lives just around the corner from me." The voice spoke again. "Perfect. All you need to do is call your friend using your cell phone and let him know about the game and tell him to look under the same place as you did by your bus stop." Sam was very happy to make the call, and when he hung up, he heard something from the wall. He wondered what it was. Then suddenly he heard gunshots, and he was shot to bits. His blood splattered all over the white room, and he wasn't alive to find out why the white room was called the Red Room. Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you enjoy the content, then make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of new content. Mandy was an inspiring writer who had an agent with interest in a manuscript she had wrote. The manuscript showed potential, but wasn't publishing worthy, were her agent's words. Mandy felt a surge of excitement at the very fact her agent was ready and willing to give her a chance. But her agent stressed that she would have to come up with a whole new manuscript that proved she was a writer that had the talent to write a novel that had the potential to be a bestseller. Mandy was a carer to a very ill world-famous writer. His name was Arnold Starr. He had a string of best-selling novels, and lots of them were turned into movies. Arnold kept telling Mandy that he had his best work hidden away, and only she knew about it, but asked her to give the manuscript to his agent in the event of him dying. He gave her a key code to get into the room that the manuscript was hidden in, and he promised her that no one knew about the manuscript, not even his agent. One summer evening, Arnold passed away peacefully in his bed. Mandy had did exactly what Arnold had asked of her, and put in the code and retrieved his manuscript. She was about to call his agent when a crazy idea entered her head. What if she kept the manuscript and gave it to her agent? That night in her own home, she rang her agent and said, "Hi, I have great news. I'm finished my manuscript and I am so happy with it. I took your advice and tried my best to prove to you that you're right, that I have the talent to write a potential bestseller." After the call, Mandy settled down with a glass of wine and read the manuscript. It was exciting and gripping from the opening line. On the last page, she was surprised as she read, "There was a spirit in the house of a girl called Mandy. They wanted revenge for a wrong she did. to get even from something she took belonged to them. Mandy thought she heard a noise in her stairs, but as frightened as she was by feeling a cold sting in the air and what she had just read, she felt forced to read on, so she did. The words staring up at her were, "The noise stopped in the stairs, and the spirit knocked on the door." Suddenly the door swung open, and Mandy was shocked to see Arnold standing right at the door. He looked right at her, and his stare made her drop dead. His spirit disappeared. A few days later, Mandy's agent found the manuscript, and about a year later it was published as Mandy's first and only book, and it went on to become a #1 bestseller, which was always Mandy's dream. Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you want to stay up to date on new content, then please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell to be notified on new content.